Good Thursday morning. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas on this Juneteenth. The alert day is over. That ended last night. We did have some damage across the area, which we'll inspect in a moment. Welcome to our fairly new, we're into our second week, all streaming. We're up on Facebook. Everything seems to be working all right. So I'll start my presentation here and we'll take some of these maps full. We did have some damage across the area, across western Kentucky, and then up into northern stretches of Wabash County, kind of over Oriole, Lancaster, west of Allendale. No reports of any injuries, but some of the damage, we'll take a look at that in a moment. But let's inspect our rain and storm chances. We talked about this on 14 News Sunrise. We're going to transition into one of our driest stretches of the year. Now, to put this in perspective, each month has been above average precipitation. Remember, it started in January with all the snow and ice. But we're down to a 20% chance, and that's mainly across western Kentucky. Summer officially starts tomorrow, and then we'll be in the full summer heat already, where we have these daily chances of a few pop-up showers and storms. But through at least the weekend, we're not at risk for any severe weather. And right now, the general risk, we've been removed from that, but we're going to keep an eye on a few of our counties up until about 1, 2 this afternoon. We do have a small threat for a few thunderstorms during that time frame. And then as we stretch things out, and generally the bullseye today is up through Minnesota and Wisconsin and a few of these locations. So we'll do a little nowcasting. Got a shower there through Louisville. We had a few lightning strikes clear in the pre-dawn hours. Most of it was down through Bowling Green. So those last showers cleared Central City, Bremen, and those locations. Here's a wide view. Memphis had some severe thunderstorm warnings, but down through about Oxford, Mississippi, Huntsville, Alabama. There's a squall line there of showers and storms, but haven't seen any active warnings on that if you're doing any traveling. And you have to check those afternoon and evening gates in and out of Atlanta. Probably have to circumnavigate around a few storms there, but nothing in the way of form of widespread severe weather. That's generally north of Birmingham, Tupelo, up through Corinth, down through Holly Springs, those areas there in Mississippi. Right along I-55. Oxford should pop up there, Oxford, and then south there of Holly Springs through Mississippi. So let's take a look at some storm reports. We had one that came in, 4 power poles snapped on 181 North, Bremen and Muhlenberg County. And some of the damage I looked at, when those trees are snapped, you could come up with the National Weather Service, perhaps a low-end tornado overall. And then in Hopkins, Sacramento, southern stretches there of McLean County, trees down along Kentucky Highway 85 out towards Centertown. That's the estimated time. That goes back at 7:30 last night. They came into the National Weather Service. I'll take this full. We'll run down some of our temps. We do have some clouds out there, but we're going to transition into brighter skies as we go through the day. Temps are in the 70s. On the muggy meter, where the dew point's at 67. Now, yesterday at this time, they were already in the mid-70s during that time frame. And let's check out the EBV. The only thing I'm looking at, perhaps a little bit later, is down in Atlanta, Georgia, for some storms, or if you're connecting regionally up into Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and any of these locations. But otherwise, I think we're good to go if you're traveling out. And here's the outlooks. We go out. These are the 6 and 10-day outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center overall. We are going to be trending above normal. And it's been a while since we've been solidly above average. So that's the pattern that we're in. We're going to be above normal during that time frame. And I'll even stretch it out here to the 14-day outlooks. So solidly above normal. And then this is going to take it out to July 3rd. And these come from the Climate Prediction Center overall. So the guidance is overall we're going to be above average as far as our temperatures are concerned. So as we go hour by hour, this is how it's going to look. We're going to have skies become generally mostly sunny during that time frame. As we go into the afternoon hours with those high temps generally in the low to mid 80s. And 9 o'clock will be down to 77 there for a high. And if you're headed overall to the car wash today, overall doesn't look too bad at all. If you're heading out to the car wash, in fact, we have green check marks through Sunday, or if you're out there working in the yard, whatever you're doing, you should be good to go during that time frame. And let's take a look at some of the hourlies. The forecast here, some isolated showers out here early. We could catch a rogue thunderstorm mainly across western Kentucky, high of 86. And then for tonight, mainly clear, lows down to 67. And then for your Friday, summer officially begins with that high temperature near 90 as we go to the afternoon. This is just slightly above average. And I'll move this timeline along, winds shifting out of the northwest, a little lower humidity into the afternoon. So those pop-up showers mainly across western Kentucky, but not expecting much during that time frame as we go through tonight. And then on Friday, clear skies, and it looks pretty decent as we go to the afternoon. It's going to be hot, but finally, you don't have to dodge any showers or storms for Friday after 5. Looks good for that. And I know Mitch and Casey will have maybe a little news on Friday after 5 on some projected appearances, but I don't want to steal anyone's thunder to speak a little vernacular of the weather. So Saturday, we're good to go with a fair amount of sunshine. I'll take this full. It's going to be hot. We're just below the criteria for a heat advisory, and this takes us into Monday of next week. We're going to have a fair amount of sunshine, one of our sunniest stretches we've had in a while as we go into next week, Monday and Tuesday. But the theme is overall, as far as our temperatures are concerned, we're going to be solidly above average during that time frame. So that's something we'll monitor, and then we'll have these generally daily chances for showers and thunderstorms as we go through that stretch into next week. But no major fronts are coming in, which is encouraging. Then we'll get to the 7-day forecast here in a moment. There's a look there at the 7-day. And then we've had some questions. I'll let you absorb that. 94 Saturday, and then a 95 on Sunday. So we had some questions come in. Good morning to you, Pat. Janet, good morning to you. Got a question from Jordan Yaney about Mitch and his golf game. All right. And then we had a question in Muhlenberg County. Yes, there was a radar-indicated tornado warning in Muhlenberg County yesterday. The damage was in the northern part of the county, but that storm was well warned for. It was a radar-indicated tornado warning. No major damage, but there was some damage up towards Bremen. What I wanted to say, there was no injuries, and that got into Sacramento, down into Bremen, perhaps into portions of Hopkins County where we had some reports of damage. Then also got some pictures this morning west of Allendale, northwest of Mount Carmel, in Wabash County, Illinois. There was some damage. When it's all said and done, wouldn't be surprised if they came up with a spin-up tornado or classified as straight damaging winds during that stretch. So I do appreciate those comments. I'll just bring this full here for a moment. We'll take a look at a few more of those. And of course, then we're going to have Casey in here and along with Mitch, but we appreciate you tuning in. We just started this fairly recently. So the forecast, pretty straightforward. No alert days on the board. We'll have more soon.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello
good morning.
again.
How's it going?
As Byron said, we are on week 2 of our live streaming show here across all of our 14 News apps. Maybe you're joining us on Facebook, YouTube, over on the actual 14 News app. We can also join in on Roku. And yeah, Byron kicks it off with weather, and then Mitch and I joined for some quick headlines that we thought were worth kind of going back over that we discussed on the morning show. And as you can see, this is really a all hands on deck operation. We are running our own graphics.
We're in shambles right now.
Byron does a great job. He's solo. We at least have each other's help, but we're going to keep the forecast up behind us today because, you know, it's starting to look a little sunny and summery out there on our June.
Very, very June-like this weekend. If I can get out of the way here, 94 and 95 between us Saturday and Sunday. Not too shabby. That's pretty good.
That's right. We're no meteorologists, but we'll try. All right. Well, we are going to kind of do the usual spiel that we do every day for you guys. We're going to go over some headlines real quick, and then we're just going to chit-chat with you all. We've got the comments pulled up here on our phones. We are seeing what you are sending in. Already have some good mornings. Janet Stapleton, good morning to you. Pat Lawrence says good morning. And yeah, that's what we want to see. So talk to us, interact. That's what this is all about.
No doubt.
Today we're going to discuss at the end of the show. What do you want to talk about today?
I think Byron alluded to that earlier, but Friday after 5 tomorrow, of course, we've got some interesting guests coming up and taking the stage. We'll talk about. In case you'll let you take the lead on that when we get there. But for now, you want to get into our stories here?
Yeah, let's do this.
Perfect.
All right, starting up, I'll let you kick this one off.
All right.
Mitch.
Well, speaking of parties and all that good stuff there, downtown Evansville announced the launch date for a designated drinking area downtown known as the Designated Outdoor Refreshment Area, or DORA. The area will allow those 21 and older to buy alcohol from approved businesses and then carry them outside in designated cups. If you're a frequent flyer there in Henderson, I believe they have that. It's the Sunset Strip, I think. It's where you can go out there and you can buy from a local business and kind of open carry alcohol out there. The idea being, of course, to keep the party going outside and kind of bring people in. Should be fun there. Officials say the launch date here in Evansville is July 4th, with hours varying during the summer months there. And for more information, of course, you can go online and visit 14news.com. Should be cool.
That's right. Moving on, we are going to talk about Juneteenth. It is today, also known as Freedom Day and Emancipation Day. Really commemorates the end of slavery, of course, right here in the U.S. Now, this day marks June 19th, 1865, when Union Army Major General Gordon Granger rode into Galveston, Texas, and announced that enslaved African Americans were free following an order by the president. Just a little history lesson there for you in case you didn't know. Today, many African Americans and communities, of course, are going to celebrate with parties, parades, and other gatherings with family and friends. Now, Juneteenth did become a national holiday in 2021. So just a reminder, that's going to mean that government offices like the post office, of course, many banks, all going to be closed today. So yeah, I didn't know that story until we read that on air as well, kind of the history behind everything there. And it's going to be a beautiful day for those celebrations
Definitely
too.
Is. And looking ahead to this weekend, in Gibson County, historic Lyles Station School and Museum will be hosting their annual Juneteenth celebration this weekend. Officials say this commemorates, of course, as we just talked about there, the end of slavery in the U.S. The event will start at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning with lots of programs expected throughout the afternoon there. Organizers say they hope people will share their family stories in 30-minute interviews. Kind of a neat thing they're working on there. More information on how to be a part of that is available once again on our website at 14news.com. And big important note here, the event is free for everybody out there. So go out there and join them. Have a good time at Lyles Station. Should be very cool.
Absolutely free. Now, we just got another hello from Sharon Terry. Hi,
Hey,
Sharon.
good morning.
Thanks for saying good morning. I may actually hop over to YouTube and see if any comments are over there. So, yeah, guys, tell us what you're doing this weekend. I know it's not quite Friday, but we are so close, especially Mitch and I. This is halfway through our workday, folks. So.
Yeah, well, and while you're doing that, I want to go ahead and answer. Jordan Yaney, good morning to you. I saw your question. Question for Mitch, wondering what the golf forecast is looking like for next week. Of course, for those who aren't aware, it is Jordan Yaney's last day with us here at 14 News. Looking forward to celebrating him, but of course, he's not moving just yet, so it's looking good, Jordan. We're going to get out there and hit the links.
Actually, I sit next to Jordan. Our desks are right next to each other, and it was full of so many things, and now it is very empty, and it's making my heart very sad. So that's right. So today is the last day.
It is, and then tomorrow, of course, is our Haley Kirby's last day. So a lot of changes going on at 14 News, but you can count on myself and Casey.
Stuck with us.
Hold it down. We're here.
All right, no comments over there just yet. So just wanted to check in because, of course, we have people joining us over on that side as well. Let's see, any other comments here? Not as of now.
Throwing out some good mornings to Pat and Janet and everybody. Mary Beth, I feel ya. I need some dry weather as well. My grass is getting kind of abysmal right now, but we're ready for it. When it dries out, I'd love to go out there and mow.
That's That's right. That's right. So we were talking about, obviously, it's not quite Friday, but it's Friday Junior, as we can call it. And so Friday after 5 is tomorrow. I'm going to plug a little fun event here if you guys want to come say hi. I'm actually going to join my dad's band, Scott Mason, and his buddy Ricky Burns. They're going to be up there. They go by Dueling Guitars. They're going to hit the stage. Great local music there from my dad and Ricky. And I get up and sing a few too. Amateur karaoke singer, but I'll be doing a couple songs with them. I think my husband Will and my daughter Natty and I are going to go. Mainly I'm going for the food and to see my dad play as well. So
real triple threat.
Yeah, that's
anchoring,
right. Hey,
singing.
What can't I do? Maybe if you're lucky, we'll get 14 News Mitch Carter up there. I hear he's got a great singing voice.
Let's not put that in people's heads.
Lies.
Absolutely not. No shot that ever happens, but I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No.
So, any other big plans coming up for you, Mitch?
No, I mean, looking ahead to this weekend and everything, it's going to be nice. I'm excited for that. Obviously, I think Byron said this morning, summer officially starts on Sunday.
Yeah,
but
that's
we're
right.
finally getting those summer temps right now this weekend, so that should be nice. I'm excited to. It's one of those things when it's wintertime, you're like, dude, get this cold out of here.
I'm ready.
Give me a couple days of 90. I'm going to say, I'm ready for fall. So
This
we'll
hair
see.
doesn't do well in heat. I know it is crazy to think the first day of summer is coming up. Of course, lots of fun events across the tri-state. I know we were talking on this morning show about parts of the east are experiencing some really dangerous heat out there. So I know that's kind of making its way towards us. But hey, it's good to get out in some sunshine versus the rain.
that'll be all right.
Do you want to share a fun fact before we go, Mitch? I was saying the other day we should tell folks what our AM regimen when it comes to our coffee situation is.
Yeah.
I do 2 cups of coffee every now and then a shot of espresso. That's what gets me going up there on the desk each morning. What's your go-to?
It depends on the day. I've been kind of on a kick lately, which I shouldn't be doing, but I will either start with a coffee and then go to a Celsius or an Alani Nu, or this morning start with an Alani Nu or a Celsius and then go into coffee later. It's a long morning. The 2.5 hours straight. 'Cause I start at 4:30, and so that's a lot of we don't sit, we stand the entire time. Fun
do.
fact. So that's a lot of on the feet. You gotta energize how you can.
Yeah, I didn't realize that we stood. I never noticed from as a viewer for years. But yeah, when I walked in the studio, I said, "Where are the chairs?" And they were like, "No chairs
No
here,
chairs.
ma'am. We earn it. We stand during the news," which
Yeah.
I have actually come to really love because I think it keeps us, especially in the morning,
Keeps
it
you
keeps
awake.
us awake.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Now Byron told us he's really cut back on his coffee intake. I think he was at
think
20 cups a day
He
to
said
now
the
maybe
missus
3.
got on to him. Now he's down 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So,
So,
Valerie, if you're watching, he's being good. We're keeping an eye on him. I promise.
Yeah, the other day we told folks kind of when we woke up, and today I was like, let's share what our
Keeps us
coffee
awake.
regimen is
Yeah.
like. So there's definitely plenty of coffee machines across the station, and we have complimentary pods here as well, which is mainly why I took the job, But
Benefits.
no, we do what we can to stay awake. But what's crazy is right about now, it's not even 9 a.m. and I'm already thinking about lunch. It is a weird schedule.
Yeah.
Speaking of schedules, Jeff Lyons had Dan Katz, who did this schedule for close to 30 years, Mitch Carter.
Long time.
They had him on the Inside Look podcast recently. It's available. You can check it out if you'd like to now. I
Tough
listened
shoes to
this
fill
morning.
there.
Yeah.
Good guy.
It was
Long
a great
time
episode.
legend.
Yeah.
He's the man. The
We
old
love
Dan Katz.
Well, that'll do it today. I think we covered some headlines there for you. Had a little fun personal chat there, kind of letting you know more about Mitch and Casey and Byron. So, of course, Jamie, Rob, Arden, they'll be joining you guys at 2:30 for a very similar live stream like we just did for you here. But for now, I think we covered it.
I think so. I think we're good to go. You want to call it a day?
All right. We'll see you
right.
guys later. Thanks for joining.
Have a good one. We will see you bright and early tomorrow.